What's up, everybody? So for a lot of the other videos, I've been focusing mostly on drawing and the materials that I use in the drawing process. Since I'm getting ready to start a new painting, I thought it would be a good time to show you the materials that I use for that and the entire process that goes into making one of my paintings. So this is going to be a multi-part series starting now that is going to be going through and showing the whole process. So this week is going to be sizing the panel and priming, and next week we're going to start onto transferring the image and underpainting. So these are going to be a little bit shorter and a little more specialized in topic. So for my painting substrate, I use something called aluminum panel. It's basically two thin sheets of aluminum that are sandwiched over a core of plastic. It's really easy to cut. So you could do all sorts of cool shapes. If you wanted to do like a painting where you actually cut out the person, you could totally do that in this. Or if you wanted to just do different shapes like circles or triangles or something, this is great for that. You can actually cut this on normal woodworking tools, or like I'm going to show you, you can actually just use a razor blade if you're just doing straight lines. There's a lot of really cool perks to using this material, one of which is the fact that it is incredibly light. It comes in giant sheets that you can cut down to the size that you want. And from the factory, it can come in a lot of different colors. I got mine in white, but I know it also can come in like yellow and blue and all sorts of different colors. But personally, I like a nice medium gray. So like I said, the panel is really easy to cut and can actually just be cut with a normal razor blade. Once you've drawn out the size of the painting that you want, get a straight edge and you can just score along the lines. The material is a lot like glass in the way that you're just going to score it and then snap it off. It's going to create a nice clean line, but because you're cutting metal, you're still going to want to finish the edge a little bit so that it's not, that you don't have any jagged spots or that you don't have any sharpness that you might cut yourself. So just score along the line, flip it over, and pop it off. The aluminum sheet comes with a plastic coating on it to help keep the surface clean. Sometimes you'll have to cut through that too. Once you're done with cutting the aluminum down to size, all you have to do is take a sheet of sandpaper. I'm using about 100 grit sandpaper here, and you're just going to scuff up the surface. I'm going to hit all of the edges and all the sides so that we don't have any weird pieces or anything that after itself on, even off the surface and clean it up really nice. And then I'm going to go into the middle of the panel and I'm just going to make small circular motions with the sandpaper covering the entire surface. What this is doing is it's going to scuff up the surface enough that when we go through and prime the panel, it's going to give something for the primer to actually grab onto. Once you're done sanding the surface, just take a tack cloth and go through and wipe off all of the excess dust and nastiness. Once you're done cleaning off the surface, go and get some of the rubbing alcohol and some paper towel, and basically what this is going to do is it's going to clean off anything from the factory that might be on the surface still. So if there's any oils, if there's any tackiness from the adhesion of the plastic that it came with, this is going to take care of that and give a really nice clean surface for the primer to attach itself to. So just pour a little bit of the rubbing alcohol on and then just buff it away. Once your panel is cut to size and sanded and cleaned up, then you can take it to some place where you're able to do work. You can use really any kind of primer that you want. If you want a little more truth to the panel, you can use a brush. But personally, I like as smooth of a surface as I possibly can, so I'm actually going to spray this on. To prime the panel, I'm using Montana 94. It's a spray paint that I get at my local art supply store, and it has really good coverage. So as long as I cleaned up the panel well enough and I'm making sure to make the proper steps not to get any dust in on the surface, I'll only have to cover this once. So basically I'm going to make 2 passes with the spray paint. I'm going to go in rows horizontally and vertically. And I'm making sure that I'm starting off of the panel and finishing off the panel and then coming back into it with each pass. This way I'm making sure that if there's any clumps that get shot out at the initial burst from the spray can, that it's not landing onto my panel, it's landing onto my like my backdrop surface. And making sure that I'm not leaving any extra paint on the painting surface, so it's going to be a nice even coverage. I'm going to do the exact same thing going in the opposite direction to make sure that I didn't miss any spots. Once I'm done spraying the panel, this is going to go into my drying box. That way I know that it's going to dry really nicely and not get any dust in it because it's a filtered air system. That's it for this week. Check back next week to see how I transfer my image and the techniques that I use in my underpainting to make sure that I get off to a great start. If this was helpful to you, please subscribe to my channel and like the video. And if you want to see more of my work, check me out on Instagram and follow me there at Matthew Cook Art. See ya.